Hey everybody, what's up? Alex Mitchakes coming to you guys live from Mystic Ground Studios. Today we're going to be learning how to play a song by the great D'Angelo. This is a song called Chicken Grease off his record Voodoo. If you never heard this record before, I really recommend you check it out. It's in my top 5 of all time albums to groove to. Albums to listen to, albums to jam on with headphones. It's great. So let's get into the song. It's a really simple funk groove, but what we're really going to be learning today is a funk chord. Slang term for the chord would be the chicken grease chord. Prince named it so aptly. He'd yell at someone in the Revolution and go, "Give me some of that chicken grease!" And it would be, you know, some kind of stabby, James Brownish kind of funk guitar part. So D'Angelo and Questlove, in their infinite wisdom, decided to name this track that they originally started recording at Electric Ladyland for Common, I believe, Chicken Grease. They named it after that funk chord that Prince would scream out, "Hey, give me some of that chicken grease." So that's what the chord is, the chicken grease chord. So let's dive into what the chord is first. And the cool thing about the song is the chord, it's only a 1-chord song, but you gotta have your timing right to know where to sit in the pocket and to sit in the groove with some drums. So the chord we're going to be learning today is a B minor 9th chord. That is the chicken grease chord. So that's a B minor 9. Sounds like this. Well, what makes a B minor 9? So B minor 9 is a relatively complex chord. It's a minor chord, so you have a root, a flat third, and a fifth, hence the minor after the root name of the chord. And then the 9th is indicating what intervals are attached to that chord. Typically, the higher the number, the intervals before it are also in the chord. So in this case of a 9 chord, we're also going to have a flat 7th in it, and we're going to have a 9th. Wait a minute. Alex, after many lessons I've taken with you, I thought music scales only have 8 notes, or there's 8 to an octave in a Western scale. True. What we signify in music when we start going up in higher numbers past 8, what we're actually talking about is to signify that note comes from the 2nd octave of our scale. So really a 9th is the same as a 2nd. It's just implying that that note is after the high octave. It's that next note. Instead of going from the 2 right after the 1, you're going after the 8, you're going after that 2 right there, or what we commonly refer to as a 9th. So our notes here for B minor 9th, 1, flat 3rd, 5th, flat 7th, 9, that would be B, D for my flat 3rd, right? F sharp for my 5th, A for my flat 7th, and a C sharp or a D flat for my 9th interval. So the way to play this chord on the guitar is it's a D7 shape, scooted up the neck, scooted over and up the neck. So in the way I would play it for this D'Angelo song, I'm going to want my index finger planted on the G string on the 6th fret, and then these 2 fingers, my middle and my ring, are going to come on the 7th fret on both my D and my B string. I'm going to omit my A string when I strum it. Sometimes when I pick it, you can get away with just those 3. Or if you want, for challenging bonus points, you can reach with your thumb over and thumb the bass note, thumb the B note on the 7th fret on your low E string. There's your root. It it allows you to kind of hit the chord all the way through instead of trying to aim with your pick when you're not looking. Right? So, the biggest thing, so there's our B minor ninth chord, the chicken grease chord. You can now tell all your friends, hey, I know how to play me some chicken grease. And they're not going to know what you're talking about until you start playing it, but that's okay, you'll know. So, big part about the song is this song is in 4/4 time. It's at 91 beats per minute. I really recommend getting a drum machine app on your phone. I like Drum Beats Plus for this. Today in the studio, I'm using my Lynn drum machine, my Adrenaline 3. So I have it going through a drum patch that I like at the tempo, and that really helps me groove, you know? So, I recommend using some kind of a drum machine to help you feel where the beat is on this. But really as a musician, the most important thing you can really do is count. So this is a 4/4, 4-bar loop that just repeats itself over and over and over. So if you know where you're at in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, you should be able to feel where to place the notes on the groove. As you get better with this, you can start adding in fills where there's no notes in between the groove as long as you land on the 1 for the next part of the riff. So this is where things get pretty cool, right? As we know, if we're in 4/4, the dominating note value that gets a count would be a quarter note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. When I'm playing funk, however, I like to think of my subdivisions. Subdivisions are basically, in music, as we go down from a quarter note, as you descend into eighth notes, triplets, 16ths, 32nds, these divisions are of a quarter note. So we're fitting more groupings of notes in the same space as a quarter note. I, at the very least, like to think in eighth notes or 16ths when I'm playing funk. That enables me to feel where I can start syncopating the beat and start playing with it, hanging on it a little bit different way. So a lot of times for chicken grease, I like to count in eighth notes. So I'll go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Every time my foot hits the ground, that's a downbeat. Every time it goes up in the air, it's an and beat. It's an upbeat. It's an eighth note beat. The and of 1, the and of 2. So thinking this way will make our rhythm a lot easier. So let's dive in to the first part of our loop, right? The first bar. So I'm going to show you the positions first, and then we're going to count it out. So I have my B minor ninth shape on the 7th fret. I'm going to hit it on the 1. Scoot back 1 fret. Now I'm playing a B flat minor ninth. Same chord shape. I've just scooted it down backwards 1 fret. Hit it once on the 2. Come back up on 3 and hit B minor 9. 4 and. So that's one loop. So 1, 2, 3. You know? So you really want to make sure you're counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3. So the next part is going to go and 2 and 3. So we're playing on the and of 1. So it's going to come in on the downbeat on 1. 1. I'm going to hit that B minor ninth. On 2, I'm going to go backwards to B flat minor ninth. On the and of 2, I'm going to come up and hit a D flat or C sharp minor ninth. So I'm going to scoot this chord up to the 9th fret. 9th being where my thumb and my ring and my middle fingers are at. And then I'm going to go back down to my B flat minor 9. So 1 and 2 and 3. Right? One more time. 1 and 2 and 3. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And see, I lost it right there. You see how I'm having a hard time saying it to myself? That's because I'm used to feeling the beat. But you get the point. You really want to line it up on the groove. Now, a big part of this is getting a syncopated or a staccato level feel when you're given a chicken grease funk chord, is you want it to be what's called a stab. And a stab is where it's a real quick note. I'm releasing, I'm not muting anything with my right hand, but what I'm doing when I want that note to die off, you don't want da, da, da. You don't want long intervals. You want dot, 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 right? You want it just real So what I'm doing when I do that is I'm releasing with my left hand here when I want the note to die off. Right? So that's something you want to make sure you're doing when you're playing this groove. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. How do you do a fill over a funk groove? So what I recommend is practice just this chicken grease groove. You get this down to where you can hold it to the drum machine, just super tight, right? You can start hearing where there's gaps between where I have to play the notes to keep the funk groove for the song going. That's empty space. So the cool thing about a funk groove is you have the choice as a guitar player whether or not you're going to fill that empty space up or whether or not you're going to let it ride and let it be empty. So in that empty space, you have space to play notes. What you have to remember though, you have to land on the next part of the riff. If you don't land exactly right, it will sound late and you'll lose the groove. You'll lose the funk, right? So I'm going to show you guys a couple of my fills that I do when I play chicken grease. You can do anything you want as long as it's in the key of B minor. You know, so your B minor pentatonic would be a great choice here. Any of those will work when you're doing fills. So my first fill is really simple. It's actually two notes I'm playing, but it's the way I will swing it to go from bar 1 of the groove into bar 2. So what I'm doing, I'm going, is I'm swinging. I come up with my pick, long, short. So it's 3 hits on the 7th fret with my index finger on an E note here. Then my middle finger will hit F, and then I land back on the B minor 9. The reason why I don't resolve it to the F sharp, I don't go, there's an F sharp in the B minor 9th chord, so when I go and land right back on it, you're technically resolving because there's an F sharp in the chord, which is really hit, right? So here's how I do that. Seven, 7, 7, 8 chord. It's a real quick ba 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 ba. Land on the 1, which is pretty cool. The other one I like to do is kind of a happy, you know. Is doing a little cool little fill here in B minor. So that would be, it's a little hammer-on. It's my index finger on the 7th fret of my high E string, so that's a B note. Hammering onto that 2nd or that 9th, the C sharp. So after I hammer it on, it's a triplet. 7, 9, 7. Pinky on the 10th fret of my B string. Index finger on the 7th fret of my B string. Ring finger on the 9th fret of my G string. And index finger on the 7th fret of my G. So really I'm walking down my pentatonic scale. Pretty cool. Okay, so the last thing we're going to learn when we're doing this D'Angelo groove is there's kind of a bridge lick, but they'll throw it in and out of the arrangement usually on the hook for the groove here on this chicken grease tune. And it's, again, we're going to take this B minor 9th shape and we're going to scoot it all the way up to the 12th fret at the double dots on your guitar. And so this is going to be an E minor 9 chord. And D'Angelo or Spanky Alford or now in his band Isaiah Sharkey will play this chord and just kind of strum 8th notes while playing with the chord. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So what you want to do in this minor 9th is just keep an 8th note rhythm with the song. Pretty cool trick. So what I'm doing is you come up here to make that same B minor 9th shape on the 12th fret of your guitar. You're going to strum 8th notes. So down, up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. What I like to do to help me keep track of when I'm doing that, where the groove is I accentuate the 1. Right? And that allows everybody I'm playing with in the band to feel, to lock back on beat. So if somebody gets off, it's really easy to find your way. So if I'm strumming that way, sometimes what I like to do is I'll slide into the chord. So I'll move it back from 11 and slide it into 12. It's kind of a delayed slide, kind of a really cool bluesy effect. So that's pretty cool, right? The other thing I really like is to add my pinky on the B string at the 14th fret. So again, that's going to be adding a C sharp. Really a lot of, excuse me, not a C sharp. The, B. No, that is a C sharp. Wow. How do I know that? 12th fret, that's a B, C, C sharp. B to C is a half step, going up to C sharp, that's a whole step. So again, we're focusing on that C sharp here. So it's kind of the same as sliding. I'm just adding that pinky and taking it off for like a brief count. Back into the groove. So this is a song I love because you can just sit there and groove forever on it, and it's a great way to start understanding time on your instrument. The riff itself is quite simple, but the point of the lesson isn't that the riff itself is easy, it's that you're opening your awareness to where the meter is on a groove. Where's the one? Identifying how long a bar is, identifying the other counts in a measure, and that can help you start building fills and being able to understand how much space in a song you have to start being able to insert your own fills that you make up over this group. So I challenge all you guys, try to make something up in B minor and see if you can get it to fit in space between the notes on the bar line, okay? So that's it for me this time, guys. Hope you enjoyed this lesson of D'Angelo's Chicken Grease. Please check out the Voodoo record. It is one of my absolute favorites of all time. I really think you're going to like it. Be sure to follow Mitchakes Music on Facebook and Instagram, and check out our YouTube channel at Mitchakes Music. That's it, guys. That's our lesson for this time. I'll see y'all later. Peace.